TIFU My son's friend got into our private folder and saved our photos, videos. My husband's job requires him to travel a lot. So over the years a way we've been able to feel connected when he's away is by sending each other sexy texts, photos, and videos. I've always been very concerned about privacy and making sure everything we send stays between us. So we use a private folder that's only on our devices. Our teens have their own iPhones, iPads, so they never ask to use our devices, and even if they did, the hidden folder is also password protected. Well, my worst nightmare and fears came true, and I don't know how to handle it. My son had some of his friends stay the night, and at some point one of his friends got access to our private folder. They never borrowed any of our personal devices, and I double-checked that iCloud syncing was disabled. They were in my husband's office playing VR games. But besides that, I don't have any idea how he got into our private folder. The worst part is I didn't find out from my son. My older daughter, who goes to the same high school and is friends with this boy's sister, was the one that told me that my son's friend was caught looking at our photos, videos. I'm beyond freaked out and don't know how much my son knows about this and how to bring it up to this boy's parents. I keep trying to figure out how he got access to it and how much did he save. We went to brunch with the family and I couldn't focus on anything else because I'm so worried and horrified that this happened. There was a wide range of content on that folder. From very tame bikini photos to videos of us full on having sex. Am I horrible mom? Did I just ruin my children's lives? I cried when we got home just now as I feel so lost on how to fix this. TLD, or my friend's son somehow got into my husband and I's private folder while over for a sleepover. I would contact the other parents ASAP and tell them that their son logged into your computer, broke into your cloud storage, and viewed some very private things. Make it clear that you did everything possible to keep these things away from prying eyes, and their child went above and beyond to figure things out. Tell them you want to make sure he hasn't forwarded himself anything in email or on his storage. You did nothing wrong. Their son did. Definitely a good idea to contact the kid's parents. As you mentioned in another comment, the kid is in high school. He's old enough that there is a very real possibility some stuff got saved. The odds of it being passed around is high. The sooner you talk to the parents and get this handled and everything deleted, the better. Also, if the folder is password protected, I'm extremely curious how this kid got the password. Finding that out would help prevent this from happening again in the future. Also, this is not on you. It's not some nosy little kid. This is an almost adult. This is absolutely a serious invasion of privacy that is 100% on him. Even if it wasn't password protected, does not give him the excuse to go rummaging through your personal folders. You're a good mom and a normal human being. It's embarrassing, but once this is handled, everything will pass. And no, you did not ruin your kids' lives in school. What state are you in? Being in possession of another's private files can be a crime, and distributing it may be a further crime depending on what state you are in. A visit from police, a cease and desist letter from a lawyer, or, with the cooperation of the other parents, showing up with a private detective with tech experience to ensure any relevant files are deleted, are also options. How old are they? Makes a big difference. Horrible. Same thing happened to a friend. Their child not only downloaded but saved to his email, where the photos and videos landed up in numerous places. You need to talk to your husband about how he had your private media stored. He had to have been not as secure as you would have thought. You did nothing wrong. The kid is the one who did something wrong. He went prying where he shouldn't have. You definitely have to contact the parents and tell them what happened. Do not make apologies for yourself. Do not make excuses for yourself. Simply say you took precautions and the kid managed to go around them. This is no different than if you had physical pictures in one of your drawers and he'd found them. Why was he looking through your stuff? That's on him. You need to get out ahead of his parents finding out some other way. And then perhaps starting to throw accusations at you or your husband. Now, the bad news are, that stuff may be out there on the internet by now. It may not be. Let's hope it's not. But it very well could, and that's going to be a whole other mess for you and your husband to get authorities involved and demand the content be taken down if it shows up at some website. This can be done. It probably falls under revenge porn laws if it shows up. The important thing is to remember you did nothing wrong. Yours and your husband's privacy was violated by that kid. First of all, when you go talk to the parents, cut out all of these feelings of guilt you have. Matter of fact, this can be hard for a parent to hear, and a lot of them would jump on the opportunity to blame someone else than their own son, saying, yeah, she should have hidden it better, even though you did everything in your power. Is much easier than, our son did illegal and perverse actions that could make him a sex offender. Don't talk about this from the perspective of, oh no, your son got into my stuff, I'm so sorry, or whatever. Talk to them in the manner, OT, your son infringed on my privacy and hacked my PC to get to intimate pictures of me and my husband. He has downloaded this and has been caught looking at this. There's a likelihood he has been spreading these FIKWS too. I don't think I have to mention that I am appalled at this. Before I go to the police for the multiple crimes he committed by doing this, I wanted to see if there's a way we can handle this without involving law enforcement. Emphasize that you are the victim and you haven't done anything wrong. 'Cause that's how it is. I would even suggest voice recording whenever talking to them about this. Just in case, since there is a minor involved. After all, you did more than your best to hide the stuff. You have no fault. I don't think there was much else you could have done to keep it away from him. But even if you had just put it in a regular folder, that still would have made him the wrongdoer. He's in high school, for Christ's sake. He knows better. Going through someone's files without permission is a dick move and wrong. Probably illegal too. Downloading it and spreading it is definitely absolutely illegal and straight up evil. His friends broke your trust. You shouldn't feel bad. You did everything in your power. You should feel disgusted by his friend. Appalled. Angry. You should feel wrong because you have been. You are the injured party. Besides, I understand you feel bad for your son. But don't forget he has some blame too. This is his house and his friends. You trusted your son to make sure they behaved. Where was your son when his friend was doing this? Either he knew what was going on, or he wasn't doing his job on making sure his friend behaved. You didn't wrong your son. He wronged you by not ensuring his friends wouldn't infringe on your privacy like that. Your son broke your trust just as well. He bears responsibility on this. He didn't get access to, he invaded your privacy and stole from you. Unfortunately, the one thing you will never know is if they will ever truly be deleted. You will never know how many people he shared them with, how many devices he has transferred them to. Also, even if you speak to his parents and they manage to make him delete them in front of you, if he was dishonest enough to access them in the first place, I would bet almost anything he has them somewhere else. Even if there were legal consequences for him if those images make it out of his possession, it would almost be impossible to prevent them from being disseminated anywhere else. I know this is a terrible situation and I feel awful for you. This kid was a real douchebag. I have my doubts that a high school kid was able to find a hidden folder that they shouldn't even have known existed and cracked the password without installing malware. all without leaving a trace. A far more likely scenario is that your password is easy for your son to guess and you need to have a long talk. I am going to broach the uncomfortable idea that it is also quite possible it wasn't the son's friend who got the stuff but your son. He is much more likely to feel comfortable snooping on your computer. Has a much better idea of what to guess for a password if it wasn't random numbers and letters, etc. Hard to say for certain one way or the other, but it seems more likely to me that your son found it over the course of living in your house and shared it, rather than the other kid found it and got it over the course of one night when he was 100% with your son. At the very least, it's likely your son knows about it, even if I am wrong about him being the primary actor. Now, this is just a possibility, of course, but one you should take seriously and consider now. You did nothing wrong. You are allowed to keep personal photos or videos in your own home. The kid is in the wrong. It's no different than him coming into your home and stealing your jewelry from a jewelry box. Talk to the parents ASAP. The longer those pictures are in the wild, the better chance they spread uncontrollably. You are not a horrible mom, just human. Like a lot of people have mentioned, this was a crime. I get you don't want to make this into something bigger, but if he did this to you, who knows when he'll do it again and if he'll publish those photos of that person. Call the police. Bring them to the parents and kid. Make this a very serious lesson to be learned. Your son's friend just committed a crime. Federally and state-level crimes in most states. His parents need to understand that unless he makes it right by deleting all the photos, videos and ensuring they are not shared, he is going to be reported to the appropriate authorities. And if the cat is out of the bag, meaning he's already shared them, then there is no off-ramp. Adult choices have adult consequences. I feel like this so-called private folder was Macintosh HD users, op, documents or the Windows equivalent, and they were all just there. Tell what the path is to get to this folder. There's no way it wasn't just right in front of him. Maybe even a shortcut on the desktop. Sorry you were socially hacked. I'd call either the parents or cops ASAP. The more time you give this kid, the more those nudes will spread around. You are accusing that kid Alf a serious sex crime. If true, there's gotta be consequences for the child. The horse has left the state, so the only option you have is to report the incident to the kid's parents and please bring evidence. Have your daughter provide the evidence from school. Since this was at school, report to the school admin to anticipate the spread of any media that was stolen. You don't want to be accused of corrupting minors. So, time to forget about the embarrassment and be proactive. I believe that is considered a crime. As someone who has sent a lot of private photos of my bare and swollen privates, all bent and twisted into multiple angles and stretched into various geometric phenomenon, to a lot of people that I know accidentally a bunch of times when my finger slipped and I meant to hit delete, and instead, my finger hit the send. These multiple albums of dozens of pictures, each depicting my most intimate and private moments to my entire extended family and coworkers button. The best course of action to smooth this entire situation over is you have to release more and more of your private pictures and videos. I mean, you really have to start blasting some real hardcore. Scroll down the homepage of RedTube, stuff out there. I'm talking Bukkakis, ATM, wet working, Chuck Berry stuff. Hell, even shovel some coal. The more extreme and intense, the deeper into your soap it chips away, the better and quicker the outcome in the long run. Then I want you to start posting that content to every forum, local message board, mom, parent Facebook group, email chain for the PTA, and affordable billboard around town. Flyers would also do wonders. Handed out at the local library, pep rallies, churches, elections, parades, parks, campsites, prisons, etc. What you're essentially trying to do is desensitize every pupil that has seen and will see your private photos. Following these simple steps, you will without a doubt in my mind, with 110% certainty and the most positives of positively sures that I can muster, overcome this very minor and minuscule social faux pas. If not, I will refund your entire order and also take 75% off of your next order since you do happen to be an Elite Super Saver Card subscriber.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.